Chosen Vessels, what's the deal? It's your main man, Druuill. I'm back at you again with another video. I need each and every vessel to hit that like button, hit that share button, and don't forget to subscribe. Shout out to the Galactic family, the GCVs, and of course, Drew Nation. Let's get right into it. Stay away from people who keep it real all the way into a negative outcome in life because you will get there with them. Let's talk about it. If you are working on yourself and changing yourself and becoming someone new, you may have to stay away from certain individuals. Not everybody takes life serious. Some people like to play games and some people like to play with you. People like to play with serious people. All right, there are a lot of childish minds out here, and there are a lot of individuals that just don't see themselves getting anywhere or any further than where they're particularly at the point where you're around them or you're near them or you have to interact with them. Some people are stuck in kindergarten. Some people are stuck in third grade. All right. Some people don't understand how to use their mind. Some people don't understand how to change their life. Some people don't understand how to improve and move forward and not be the same person who they were last year, not be the same individual that's still stuck, that doesn't want anything, that doesn't want to be anything or do anything or have anything. You have to disassociate with people like that. When people are keeping it real enough to where it's going to get them to have a negative outcome, you got to dip. All right. Some people won't accept the fact that they could change the way they speak. All right. The Bible says that life and death is in the tongue. Thou art ensnared by the words of thine own mouth. All right. Whatever you, and that's why another thing, Jesus said, you shall have whatever you say. All right. You're going to have whatever it is you say. Your words have power, and whatever you speak for yourself, that's what you're going to reap for yourself. Because whatever you speak, whatever you talk about, whatever you continue to know, those are the seeds you're going to sow. If you don't act like you know, those are the seeds that you're going to sow. All right. If you act like you don't know, you can become wealthy. If you act like you don't know, you can have a better life. If you act like you don't know that you can change the way things are for you, that's where you're going to stay at. And some people, they want to keep it real because they feel that they can't have it. And the best way for them to ignore other people's lifestyles and ignore their desires and act like they don't want more out of life is for them to keep a negative, stanky old attitude. Oh man, I can't have that. There's no way in a million years I'd be able to do that. People love when you're at work, people love those type of people. Oh wow, yeah, I just like that guy. He's so real. He's real sad. He's real negative. He's real pessimistic. All right, he's got a real bad outlook on his life. And people are using him to feel better about themselves. See, when you can peep, and this is why they don't like us. All right, when you can see that other people are being used to feel better about themselves in a negative way, that ain't it. You are the type of person that could probably see that other people were using those kind of people. So you're just like, wow, that's how it is. But in order to be around certain people and in order for them to appreciate you, they need you to have a negative mindset, because otherwise they're gonna start to feel anxiety, and they're gonna start to feel like, is something wrong with them or they're not doing something right. They're gonna start to feel uh, slighted. They're gonna start to feel bad about themselves. They're gonna start to feel insecure. And this is why when they see that you could pay attention to these things and you notice these things, this is why they have to come around you and be like, oh man, and talk the opposite of what it is you're about. They have to be negative to you because they're childish. All right. And they really don't understand. All they know is that you're being positive, and that's not how they think. If they were aware or conscious to what they were really doing to themselves, what their words were doing to them, what their thoughts were doing to them, what their ideas were doing to them, they would not speak like that. If they could see on a camera, right, if they could watch their life like God is watching their life, and they could see how the things that they speak, the things that they say, the things that they think are affecting them throughout their everyday life, they would change immediately. They would stop, drop, and stop. drop, shut them down, open up shop. They open up a new business for themselves in their mind on how to think better and speak better and act better. They really would. But you have people that just don't care about it because they're unaware about it. They don't care about it because they're unaware about it. They are unaware about how this really affects them. So it's like they are just playing in life. They're just playing around. They're not taking life serious. And they really think it's a game out here. And oh man, he's just speaking that way. Oh, they really are unaware. All right. That's why they call it the gospel. All right. You can't get away from it. Well, I don't do no witchcraft and I don't do this and I don't do that. You still can't get away from spells. You can't escape it, because even if you're doing good stuff, like I'm a good witch, like the Wizard of Oz, you got the good spell. All right, it's still a spell. You got the good spell. All right. So what you have to do is you have to not agree with those people, because if you agree with them, you're going to be agreeing with what they have for themselves. Look at this is why when you are working towards becoming successful, I sound like that little kid who was having that dream. When you're trying to get somewhere in life, you have to watch the people who are around you, because your energy is transferred and transmitted, and your energy rubs off on other people. Other people's energy rubs off on you. And when you're sitting in the car with someone, when you're sitting at lunch with people, when you're working next to someone, and I think it's spirits on them, and that know, and it's like, I don't even want this person around me. And like when they will come around you, they don't even be saying nothing. It's like the conversation it has no substance. So it's like when you are leveling up in life, I really believe that we know it's familiar monitoring spirits, but another version of it and how to tell is that when they start coming around you and speaking negatively about how you view life, what you think, how you are looking at life, and the things how you're working on your mind, so that way you can level up and change. Because that's one thing that I noticed. Like you don't even tell them anything. You don't even have to tell them anything. It's like it's something on them that just knows to come over and start speaking negative as heck. And it's like, how else would they know unless it was something possessing them? And it's like people who are like that, they got demons on them. They're going to come around and start speaking negatively, come around and start speaking the opposite of the way that they know you move. All right, if they do. But it's like you're thinking, it's like, how could this person even know? Because I don't even talk to this person. I don't tell them anything. I don't show them nothing. This person knows nothing about me or nothing about my life. So it's like when things like that happen, you're leveling up, and the dark forces, all right, the spiritual wickedness in heavenly places. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, the rulers of darkness of this age, and spiritual hosts of wickedness in high places. All right, that's what we're up against. So it's like it's a spiritual kind of thing, and when you're working on yourself and you're elevating and changing your mind, they come to like try to stop you and make you backtrack and try to get you think differently, and that's the opposition. So don't let people trap you in their reality. The way people think and the way people speak, that creates a reality. That creates a world for them to live in. And when you're creating the world that you want to live in, you cannot allow others to try to infiltrate that. You cannot allow others to try to tear down what you're creating for yourself, because the thoughts that you think are powerful, they hold weight. What you say and what you think, it creates your reality. So when you're creating your reality, you want to create what you want. You don't want to be creating what you don't want. So there are going to be people who are immature. There are going to be people who are creating things for themselves, either consciously or unconsciously, that you don't want. So if it's something that someone is trying to create that you don't want, don't let it become created. You stay away from people who are creating realities for themselves to be in that you don't want to be in. If you see someone talking about certain things that they don't want or you wouldn't want to experience, you distance yourself from those people and you don't hang out with them. You don't go out with them. You don't have really anything to do with them at all. Because if you will put yourself in the reality to where somebody is creating a negative reality, you're going to end up having to experience the things that they're experiencing, because sooner or later that negative energy is going to rub off on you. It's going to be transferred into you. You're going to start thinking like them. You're going to start speaking like them, and your ways are going to start to become their ways. And that's you have to be separate. You have to be separate separate from people who aren't going in the same direction as you and who don't want the same things out of life as you. All right. The things that they are creating for themselves, it could be poverty, it could be negativity, it could be something that's going to end up getting them put in jail or something like that. You don't want to be around that, but you are the company you keep in more ways than one. Energetically, all right, you're the company you keep out in person. When people see you, they're going to associate you with them, kind of thing. And another thing is that when other people are thinking certain things, it's drawing that energy to them. And if you're with someone who's drawing negative energy to themselves with their thoughts and how they speak, that same energy is going to come to you. That same negativity is going to rub off on you eventually, sooner than later. You never know when it could happen. So the best thing for you to do is you may have to not deal with people like that for a long period of time, either until they change or just if they never change at all. All right. There are people who do it unconsciously. There are people who do it consciously. Some people are toxic. Some people are negative and they're doing it. All right. You got some people that just don't care. All right. You got some people that just don't care about how they live their life, the way they live their life. So what they're going to do is they just speak crazy. We all know people that just talk crazy and then they end up either deceased or they end up in a negative situation because of how they're talking. And it's like, yo, people don't realize that they're talking these things up into their life, into their reality. All right. So you'll have people like that. And then you'll just have people that will just try to keep it real because they want other people's approval. They don't want to be seen as someone that's going to be positive because a lot of people view positivity as whack. A lot of people view being a positive person as corny. It's like, oh, that's corny. Oh, we'd rather keep it real, this and that. But how are you keeping it real? If you're keeping it real and it's keeping you real broke, or if you're keeping it real and it's keeping you real negative, or it's keeping you real stuck in the same place that people are trying to move out of, or it's keeping you real stuck at the same job and you're unable to see yourself as prosperous or wealthy or being able to start a business or something for yourself, then that's destructive, that's toxic, that's destroying your reality, or the possibility rather of you being able to have something better. And if you are the type of person that doesn't want those things for themselves, just because somebody's your friend or just because you know someone or just because of a situation or a relationship or whatever it may be, you have to stay away from people like that because they're bringing you down with them. Some of them are doing it consciously, some of them are doing it unconsciously, and either one is no good. But when people are doing it consciously, you really got to take offense to that. You really got to be like, yo, you're playing with me. All right. And they are playing with you because they're childish and they're stuck on the playground of life and they don't want to see other people elevate. They don't want to see other people get ahead. And not that it's just that they don't want to see you do it. Not only that part of it, it's just going to get annoying to you. It's going to get real annoying when you see other people. It's going to get real annoying when you see other people continue to speak in a way you no longer speak. All right, it's going to get real annoying when you see people keep talking in a way that you don't tolerate. And if you don't tolerate certain things from certain people, you can't get mad at them because that's who they are, that's who they're going to be, and that's just what they want for themselves. You can't make people want for themselves the things that you want for yourself. You may want better. You may want to have certain things. You may want to be able to live a certain life. You may want to be able to chill on the beach and work from a laptop. Some people may want to stay in a factory and have a boss tell them what to do. All right, that's their choice. You may want to be able to go to Scotland, England, any land. You may want to travel someplace and be able to work right from where you're at. You may want to be a speaker. May want to be a designer, whatever you want to be. All right. Other people aren't going to, if they're not trying to do anything, they're not going to speak in a way that's going to allow them to do that. And if they're unconscious of it, and you can see that, yo, the way this person is speaking, they're going to stay stuck. I tried to tell them that's not the way it is. I tried to tell them that's not what it is. You can't change people. We can't change people. Only person that we can change is ourselves. So the best thing to do is change the situation and give them some distance. All right. You can't change people from speaking negatively. You can't change people from speaking in a way that's going to entrap them. But the thing is, you don't want to keep hearing that, and you don't want to keep hearing that because it's going to become annoying to you. It's going to become negative to you. It's going to become toxic to you. It's going to become energy draining to you. And there's enough of that in the world already. You turn on the TV, they're telling you everything negative from a positive mind. All right, they're telling you everything but something positive for a positive mind. All right, you turn on certain things online, it's all toxic, it's negative, it's destructive. And the things that you hear, it's like programming your mind. It's like having a record play in your mind. When people say certain things around you, when you hear certain things around you, or if you're around certain people that are just that way, like the things that they're saying is not good, those things, it's like a song playing in your mind. And if you listen to a song sooner or later without even saying it, or if you don't like it, you just hear it on the radio all the time, you'll end up eventually picking up the words from that song. And you don't want to keep playing that song around you, because sooner or later, like subconsciously, the way your mind works is that you're going to pick that up, and it's like little seeds get planted in your mind. If you don't reject them, if you don't deject them, if you don't uproot them, if you don't cancel out those negative thoughts, if you don't expel those negative spells, if you don't, as soon as you hear that, cancel it out. Like as soon as you hear something negative like that, that goes against the way you think and the way you want your life to go, you got to cancel it out. Say you're about to go somewhere and somebody makes a joke about something bad happening to you. You got to cancel that out. And it's a form of witchcraft too. A lot of people will say certain things like that and say little negative jokes and have little negative things to say and speak these little negative things into existence because secretly they want to see it happen for you. And you have to watch out for that as well. All right, it could be a witch, it could be a warlock, or it could be somebody that's possessed by a familiar spirit. So you just have to be careful when something that somebody says is like, it just makes something go off like, yo, why is this person talking like that? You can't be around people who even talk like that. All right, because if a person talks negative, they're thinking negative. If a person talks in a way that's destructive, they're thinking in a way that's destructive. And that's not positive for you. You have to stay away from that. All right. Even when it comes down to, that's just another part of it. But even when it comes down to somebody keeping it real, all right, thou art ensnared by the words of their own tongue. That's on the unconscious level, when people just want to be accepted by other people, when they don't want to be seen as someone that's doing good or somebody that is working towards something in life. All right, they are speaking in a way to where people are going to accept them, because they know if they speak differently than that, they may get made fun of. Maybe when they were younger, they grew up around people that, oh, he's reading. Oh, you speaking like that, bro. Like, yo, there's people who grow up around people like that. And sometimes the better you want to better yourself, you want a different life, you want a different reality. There are going to be people that feel some type of way about that, and those are crabs in a bucket. So if you hear people talking against how you want to be or the type of person that you are, subliminally or indirectly, or making jokes like that, those are crabs in a bucket when they're doing it on the unconscious conscious level. Like they're not aware of the power of their words, but they're aware of the effect it has on you. All right, so there's all different forms of people trying to keep it real and it going wrong. All right, Dave Chappelle was no further from the truth when keeping it real goes wrong. All right, so you just got to be careful, man and ladies, because people will try to keep it real around you, but they're trying to keep you real stuck right next to them. All right, so avoid those kinds of people. Those kinds of people want to entrap you. They're already entrapped by the words of their own mouth. They're entrapped by the words of their own mouth. They're keeping themselves stuck. So don't let other people trap you with the things they say, and don't let people trap you with their mindset. All right, other people will try to bring you down when they see that you don't think like them, and they think everybody's supposed to think like them because they think everybody thinks like them. I'm gonna say that again. They think everyone is supposed to think like them because they think everybody thinks like them. And not everybody thinks like that. Not everybody thinks in a way to where they don't feel that they can be anything or do anything or change their life. If you're watching this video, you're the type of person that thinks in a positive way, that there's more out there for you. You could change your life by how you speak. You probably say a lot of positive affirmations. You probably wake up in the morning and speak positive things into your life, or before you go to bed, you probably speak positive things into your mind so you could wake up and experience it the next day. And not everybody's going to be aware of that. Not everybody's on that. Not everybody's on track when it comes to using their mind like that. Some people are unconscious and they're not aware of how to use their mind, and they're not aware of the things that they're saying and how they have an impact on their life. And this is just how you have to play the game when you become aware of the things that you say, because when you hang around people like this, you're going to end up taking that in and feeling that way about yourself and speaking that way and thinking that way. And that's not how you want to play the game. See, you woke up, you realized that, wait a minute, you heard something somewhere, somehow, from someone, might have even been me. You realize that, yo, if I continue to speak like this or think like this or talk like this or have thoughts like this or be around people that do act like this or have this kind of behavior, or these fears, these doubts, these views on certain things, then it's gonna rub off on me. I'm gonna be that way too. And you realize it's like, yo, you even started to catch yourself. So it's like you would be around certain people and they'd be like, keep saying what you were gonna say. And like, yo, do not let people know that you think positively or that you speak positively. All right, not everybody is going to either appreciate it. Not everybody's going to be aware of it or conscious to it. And some people are just going to think that it's like that's not the way things are. They're going to think that that is ineffective, and they're not going to be conscious or aware to the fact that they're having an impact on their life by the things that they say and the things that they think. And once you become aware, it's a game. And how you play the game is to win, and you want to win. So you're very mindful and very watchful of the things that come out of your mouth and the things that you think, because you know how things go. You know how that's going to have an impact on your tomorrow. The things that you say throughout the day, they program you for the very next day. Like the things you say throughout the day, that's what your mind is going to be processing and thinking of when you go to bed at night. The things you say throughout the day are going to be processing your mind, and they're going to be going through your head for when you go to sleep and when you go to bed at night. So you have to be careful, and you have to say to yourself only the things that you want to experience. All right, when you only talk about the things that you want to keep experiencing. Don't talk about the things that you don't want. When you talk about the things that you don't want in a way that's going to keep it coming back into your life, all right. If you talk about the things you don't want in a way that's going to keep you experiencing it unconsciously, you're going to keep having those same things happen to you. And you're not even going to know why. Why does this keep happening? Why do I keep going through this? Why does this always go that way? Like, because you just said, why does that, like, people will say things like, well, that won't make it happen. But when you say things like, oh man, this always happens, people are unconsciously making it continue happen. So you have to be watchful of how you speak, and you have to be watchful of the words that come out your mouth and all that. Your tongue is a two-edged sword, all right? Your tongue is a two-edged sword, all right? You have to speak in a way to where you want your life to go. I'd like to thank you for watching this video. Smash the like button, smash the share button, and don't forget to subscribe, all right? I'll see you in the next video. Peace, love, and light. We out.